One of the most important aspects of my training in the lead up to the Kosciuszko 100 this year has been cross training. I've been doing tons of cycling and trying to do as much strength training as I can as well. It's been going far from perfect, and that's been a little unmotivating. But today I want to share about a massive cross training day that I did about a month ago, and I actually got to do it on the course of the race, except it looked a little different this time of year.
Usual deep running video.
So I started at Perisher and headed along towards Charlotte Pass, just like I'll be doing in the race. And I really didn't know what to expect. I haven't skied in years and I've never done anything quite like this. But luckily, the first part of my journey would start out fairly easy.
I think I'm coming to the top of my first climb. Not that it's been particularly steep. It's been pretty gradual uphill with a couple of little downhill bits. Seeing lots of people on these skinny skis just like skating along, which seems a bit more efficient. They're all overtaking me. But you know, I'm here for a workout and I am definitely getting that. I think I'm like 4.5 Ks in. So yeah, about to try and transition, I think, into downhill mode and see how I go. Right, I'm gonna try and transition to downhill mode and hopefully I don't regret it.
The main reason why I picked up these particular type of skis is because these are the type of skis that I've seen used by people like Kilian Jornet, or more recently in his lead up to his UTMB win, Jim Walmsley as well used these same type of skis. What I didn't realize though is that this particular terrain, particularly between Perisher and Charlotte Pass here, is really not what these kind of skis are meant for. These skis have skins that you've got to put on to go uphill and then take off to go downhill. And I found myself having to do this transition way too often. And there were people on these skinny little skis whizzing past me every time I had to transition.
3.5 minutes. Transition. Okay. So definitely seeing more of those skinny skis. Haven't seen anyone doing the same thing I'm doing. But I'm looking at these mountains like this one right up in front of me. And I think that's the kind of thing that you're meant to be doing in these skis. Just going up to the top of there and then skiing back down. Where I'm going is really flat. And so I'm basically just like hiking. I've had like one nice downhill section, which probably lasted 5 or 10 minutes. And other than that, it's been going for like 2 hours now. And it's all been mostly flat with a bit of uphill. But the views are awesome and being out in the middle of nowhere is awesome. And I'm like 1.5 Ks from Charlotte Pass. I'm definitely, at least right now, not scared about getting lost or hurt or anything. So that's good. Pretty much at Charlotte Pass now. I just did a really tiny downhill section. Feeling pretty good.
It took me a little while to fill up my bottles and patch up my blisters, but then I climbed to the top of Charlotte Pass. And when I crossed over to the other side of the pass, it was quite different, with no more groomed trails, but some beautiful views of the main range.
This is really cool. There's some people down there. I'm at Charlotte Pass. That's the main range track is somewhere there. And so my plan is to go this way towards Guthaga. And it's just like awesome open space for skiing. And I'm remembering that I'm not a very good skier, but I feel the need to try and record some of this because it's really cool. So hopefully I don't die. Let's see. I'm gonna check my watt to see what the elevation is like coming up, but I'm pretty sure this is gonna be a spot to do a transition. So we'll see.
I was surprised to still be seeing people in this much more remote section between Charlotte Pass and Guthaga. I stumbled upon a couple of other skiers using the same type of gear as me who suggested that I just take my skins off and leave them off even while going uphill, because it wasn't particularly steep, so it wasn't too difficult to get up even with the skins off.
Had a couple of big stops to talk to people. I'm pretty surprised at how many people are around. Like, there's not tons, but I expected, you know, 0 people. So there's a lot more than that. Getting tired, but you know, let's keep going. So I've got to get down to that suspension bridge. I think I see another skier in the distance. Apparently it's pretty smooth sailing after the bridge. I remember going over this bridge in the Kosci 100. Good times. According to some hikers I just passed, I'm about 2/3 of the way from Charlotte Pass to Guthaga. You can see a little sign coming up, 2 k's to go. So, well, that's to the village, and then, I don't know, like I think I need to go to Blue Cow then for a ski tour.
It's around this moment when things started to take a little bit of a turn. I'd been going for about 6 hours at this point, and I was starting to get tired. I was having problems with my skins, and I was just about to get to a really steep, really technical section with a lot of trees to get around.
I feel like I'm going at an okay pace. It's just, oh, there goes the skin. Better fix that up. The vibe was definitely decreased for a little while. I saw a guy hiking up here. Seemed like a better place to be going, and it looks good now, but had to climb up from that lake down there. So like, yeah, a little bit steep. And looking at it now, I literally can't believe that I climbed up there. It didn't seem quite as steep on the way up as it does now looking down at it. Oh, and yeah, just like problems with the skins and stuff. I think they're okay now. I think they were just a little bit loose and a little bit icy from doing some downhill skiing on them. Oh, but yeah, definitely keen to get to the ski tube. Not gonna be doing the whole loop back to Perisher, that's for sure. Hopefully only a few k's to go. Literally like less than 2 minutes later, civilization, which I am very excited for.
Luckily, I soon found civilization again, but this tiny little downhill section just before Guthaga would prove to be surprisingly difficult.
Thought I might take a very planned break.
And I would realise that I massively underestimated the journey from Guthaga to the ski tube at Blue Cow. it's the end of the day, except for night skiing. Still planning on doing night skiing in a little bit. But yeah, it was a long day. I didn't quite make it all the way to Blue Cow, which is what I wanted to. I sort of got like halfway from Guthiga to Blue Cow and then thought that I wasn't going to make it to the ski tube, so I headed back to Guthiga. So now, waiting for Laura to come pick me up. Thank you, Laura, much appreciated. We headed back to Perisher and I got to do some night skiing with some friends, which was a great finish to a long day. Nice! Overall, it was a long, tiring day. I'd do it again, but definitely with a few changes, like starting earlier and probably doing a day or two of just skiing at a resort just to build up my confidence a bit beforehand. Probably try to do less transitions and or just find one big steep climb to keep on going up and down, which I think is what these type of skis are really more meant for. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this quite different episode of Dean Running. My training for Kosciuszko has definitely not been going to plan since this ski trip, but I'm still optimistic that I'm gonna be able to do something awesome in only about 7 weeks now. So I really need to get back to training. Thanks for watching, I'll see you in the next one.